So it looks like Ichiro Oda is a big fan of football. Uh-oh. And I don't mean football where you actually kick it around your feet. No, I mean you have to actually pick it up. You have to tackle through people. You have to score touchdowns, baby. And then for extra points, you kick the ball. People, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, making a stamp, making a mark in One Piece history. Who would have thought that Tom Brady's legacy would not only be world renowned, showing that he was the one to lead the Patriots to their dynasty and their success, not Bill Belichick, because he proved it with who? The Buccaneers. The Buccaneers. Tom Brady's legacy being propelled once again in the annals of One Piece history. That's impressive. This chapter, the substance, the meat, hefty, nutrient dense, packed full of fat and greasy goodness. This chapter is excellent, man. This is a really damn good chapter of One Piece. I'm thinking better than last week. God Valley is here. For the first time, we're getting to see what actually went down there. Oda he's removed his limiters. The cuffs are coming off. I'm not gonna say we're gonna get that Gold D. Roger, Rox D. Sebek, Gawp activity. I'm not too sure. But the fact that we're just finding out what was going on God Valley, where these guys, these sick Tenryubito, were doing a native cleansing festival. See, Emu, you can see how Emu's mindset trickles down to the rest of these sick freaks. A native cleansing festival for countries that are not a part of the world government, and how this happens once every 3 years.
That is crazy.
Is it still going on to this day in real-time One Piece, or did it stop after God Valley? Whether it did or did not, the fact of the matter is that this is gonna be heavy. This flashback with Kuma is already heavy. I love it when the subs come late. I definitely do love it when the subs come late. If you don't know, now you know. We did do, because that's a good time to introduce it, we did do our live stream reaction for this chapter where on Cole Requiem channel, link in the box below to that channel. We have the full stream on twitch.tv. After the chapter reaction, we have the post-stream discussion, and wow. Ooh, you'll be seeing some of those sections on this YouTube channel for sure, because damn, we cover a lot. Because there ain't no way in hell I can get this all done in one video. No way. But there is one thing we can do. Let it roll. This chapter essentially is broken up into two parts. You have the real-time stuff, then you have the flashback stuff. So the pace of itself is just great of the overall chapter. The character components of this chapter are also pretty strong too. Like in the last chapter, we have the reveal of Saint J. Garcia Saturn's demonic Ushi-Oni, allegedly his Ushi-Oni form. Very intimidating, the ability to just kill one guy right then and there. Well, this man, J. Garcia Saturn, can do both eyes. Whoa, and he does hit Bonnie and he does hit Sanji. And I know there's a lot of Sanji detractors all rubbing their hands like, yeah, Sanji took damage, oh my god. Sanji took the attack, was still conscious, still fine, not knocked out. Unlike a certain individual, Saint J, I don't feel so good.
I don't feel so good.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
I just gotta say, man, yeah. Agenda piece, strong, of course. I know there are some people that kind of wanna, well, I mean, look at Luffy, he's on the ground too. And the example I gave ultimately is a wrestling example where one person got pinned. Hey, 1, 2, 3. While the other person was outside the ring for 10 seconds. They're not the same. They're not the same. Luffy had to deal with extra damage going in and out of the Labo Stratum. He took at least 2 attacks from Kizaru, maybe 3 attacks. Fact of the matter is that Star Gun, Kizaru is out of commission for X amount of time. How much time exactly? Who knows? But he's out of commission for a set amount of time. Because he is stun-locked, as the kids say. Stun-locked. Yonko agenda? Flex a little bit, man. Yeah. Yeah, show them guns off. Popeye the Sailor style. Looking very good. Unbelievably good, as it should. Before we get to the flashback material, we do have the reveal of the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are virtually extinct outside, let's say, Kuma, and I'm guessing Bonnie. At the same time, Bonnie is quote-unquote Kuma's daughter. I'm using quotes here, which is, we'll get that soon enough. But I guess the idea with Bonnie could be, it's so thin, it's not traceable with her Buccaneer blood type. Maybe in chapter 1072, when we see her use the Distorted Future skill, she does kind of bulk up and beef up. You could argue kind of like her father in some way, female Buccaneer. So it could be a play on that. But what is very, very likely, is that the Buccaneers are the third race that Big Mom was talking about when she was talking to King of Wildfire about the three races that are not in Toland. We know one for sure were the Giants. Then, of course, we have the Lunarians, King of Wildfire himself, and now the Buccaneers. So there's a good chance here that the Buccaneers, actually, as what Jay says, they're wiped out. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they are some members left that have not been eradicated by the world government and so on and so forth. And the question is, okay, well, who have we seen someone in the story could be a Buccaneer? I'm not too sure why you want to be, honestly, because, wow, the race name is bad. Is KingOfLightning getting a little bit racist? Yes, the name is not good. The Buccaneer name is kind of dumb. And I understand that actual Buccaneers in history were involved with Hispaniola and Tortuga. They used to smoke certain types of meat, certain types of pork to make beef jerky. And there's one person called like Roche Braziliano, who was also a Buccaneer apparently, may have ties to Rock Tisabek because the name itself meant Rock the Brazilian. So folks are saying that the inspiration for Rock Tisabek was this person.
What does that have to do with me?
No.
Whether it's that deep or very surface level, the name kind of sucks. Three-Eyed Tribe kind of hits. Lunarians kind of hits. Giants, plain and simple, can't get it wrong. And I'm a Giant fanboy. Not only when it comes to the Giant race, but also the New York Giants. That's my number one team, 2 Bills. I'm not a big fan of Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I respect Tom Brady, but I'm not exactly a big fan of the Buccaneers, okay? To each their own. Who could be a Buccaneer? Every person that is potentially an enlarged human. Now, keep it a stack. I think Oda himself has noted before that enlarged humans just kind of exist. Not all the time are they a unique race. So someone like Lisabello is probably not a Buccaneer. But maybe John Bart. Maybe John Bart could be a Buccaneer. The same thing could go for Bobby Funk of the Funk Brothers. And also potentially Whitebeard. This one, the key thing we're seeing right now with Buccaneers is that they have, according to the chapter, like somewhat Giants blood in them. And so they have very tough and rigid bodies. And folks like Bobby Funk, folks like John Bart, folks like Whitebeard, potentially someone like Mad Monk Rouge could be a mix of a Skypian or Barican and a Buccaneer. I know a lot of folks are pointing at Big Mom. Slow your roll. People forget how big Big Mom was when she was a kid. Big Mom as a kid, massive. No. Being a Buccaneer, I don't think cuts it for Big Mom. Big Mom is something else crazy. Oda, just bring her back in Elbath and just give us a scoop. Who is a Buccaneer in the story? Not too sure. Could Rox be one? I don't know. Could Joy Boy be one? If the Straw Hat we see in the Holy Land is Joy Boy's Straw Hat, this could explain why his straw hat is so big. Joy Boy could have maybe a Buccaneer, because according to Kuma's father, clap. Yo, all the thick girls jumping right now, making noise. You know what I mean? Damn. Shout outs to him, because he did his job. All right, he tried to be the best that he could be given the circumstances, which were horrific. All right, it's very clear, very clear that we're in pace to have one of the most heartbreaking, heart-wrenching backstories in all of One Piece. That this could be up there with even surpass the Law flashback, where you literally have Law hiding underneath a pile of dead bodies. Like, bro. Oh, Kuma's dad got shot in front of him, Bellumaire style, and the blood splatter hit his face. This scene kind of gave me some images of what could be going on in certain parts of the world right now. I will let you use your own imagination. The idea ultimately is that it's pretty brutal. And that's what Oda does in flashbacks. Oda, in real time, He's actually gotten harder. Pause. Well, he's gotten better when it comes to showing more fatalities, which is strange since we saw Kinemon and Kiku. But at the same time, we did have Yasue. We did get Izo. We did get Ashidoji. So cats did kick the bucket. Pedro was confirmed DAD because of Luffy's words, essentially. Bars. And this also gives more credence to the thought that Virgo and Monet are in limbo with younger Toguro. But it's in the flashbacks where Oda cover him in blood, do some crazy seances. Let them die and let them die by the millions. And I'm gonna show as much as I can of it. He's trying to fill pages in the Yu Yu Hakusho chapter Black. That's Oda in flashbacks. He's savage. Clap, still trying to do his fatherly duty. Mom's passed away, shout outs to her. Even though you didn't see much, you know she fought to the end. You know she fought to the very, very, very end. And then Clap, doing the song of the Nika, the very same thing that we saw this man Who's a Who talk about during the Jinbei fight. Slaves praying to the sun god Nika. He was doing the don don da da, don don da da, don don da da. He was doing that. That seems to be a much stronger word of mouth way of passing on the lore, the legacy of Joy Boy, than any other race we've seen so far. King the Wildfire, he knew some things here or there, but the actual beats? And I recall too that Who's a Who was saying how the person who told this information, they disappeared. They got spirited away, Miyazaki film style, but probably a more gruesome way. And we can see it ultimately in real time, where Clap, he's doing this for Kuma, the don da da da, don da da, and then he gets clapped. The Celestial Dragons, after it's all said and done, they gotta suffer, man. Oh, yeah, I understand. Likely not gonna happen, but they gotta pay dues somehow, some way. Not just take down the red line, but they owe reparations to the world. They owe reparations to the whole planet. Nah, it just can't be that easy. Just take down the red line, especially when we find out that, again, these guys did these native cleansing festivals every 3 years. And I did notice too that when the guy says that, we see these 6 treasure chests behind them. And when it just comes to the number of chests alone, you can spur so many different thoughts. It could involve the Goro Sei's devil fruits, and also Emu as well. Maybe it involves devil powers that other cats got, like maybe Kuma or Ivankov. Maybe they got their powers from these treasure chests, right? Because I was reminded of this at the very tail end of the Twitch stream, where Boa Hancock and her sisters, Thunder Sonia and Mary Gold, in chapter 521, it's revealed they were forced into eating their very devil fruits. Normally, it's a good thing to get a power up, but in this situation here, it's only used as another cruel method of torture. Remember, in chapter 999, it's revealed that Big Mom was the one that got Kaido's devil fruit during the God Valley incident. One of those chests could have the fish fruit model Azure Dragon. And we now know from the Film Red Volume 4 Billion that Roger and company found Shanks inside of a treasure chest after God Valley. He could have at some point in time been shoved inside one of those very same chests that we see. At the very tail of the chapter is this guy, Garling. Now, Garling has the sauce. His hair is This man doesn't need any can openers. All he's gotta do, boom, just like that, and condensed milk, or canned peaches, or canned pineapples. Easy. This man's hair is ridiculous. With the beard, Moon, okay, I like it. Without the beard, doesn't feel right, but he still has sauce. He still has, without a doubt, that sauce. And fangirls. Oh, they love them some Garling. We find out in this chapter that Garling is not the leader or ruler of God Valley, but instead God Valley had an actual leader, an actual ruler, a king, but he was killed by Garling very, very quickly from trying to stop this native cleansing. And then he was deducted points. And he was a god knight of the Holy Land way back when. And also notice too, this is 30 years ago, around the time when Shanks was 1 year old. Notice how St. J. Garcia Saturn looks the very same. For his character, oh man, this is a big detail. And when Bonnie stabbed him, his wound damn near instantly regenerated. So the idea of immortality now, oh yeah, the idea of immortality in some way, shape, or form, applying to the Gorosei, looking very strong now, very strong. Well, myself and many fans have said for years, the immortal elders. But again, remember, According to Dragon, the real battle starts when the God Knights make their play. It's the God Knights when they make their move. Friggaland Garling is a God Knight 30 years ago, but he's not the ruler of God Valley. In the original version of chapter 1086, they've denoted to how Garling was the ruler of God Valley. But I think even the Viz changed it to where he was a champion. He was someone that had distinguished themselves at God Valley. And one thing people have claimed is that Garling was the one that scarred Whitebeard when Whitebeard looks at Shanks' face and says, seeing you reminds me of him when I got that scar, some of that sword. Did Garling help out Roger and Garp to fight against the Rocks pirates? And Garling fought against Whitebeard. Now, I still do believe that the person that Whitebeard is referring to that scarred him was Roger, but only time can tell. But that time could be further down the line than you think, because even though we're seeing God Valley stuff now, which is excellent. Like Oda is really, man, like Agate Island, it could actually be the best arc in the entire post time skip. But we have to wait and see how Oda ends the arc. However, this is Kuma's flashback, not necessarily one focused on Rox D. Sabet. So it could be the case here that we focus on current Kuma, current Ivankov, and Guinea, which I believe is Bonnie's mom. Their idea is that she's like a mix of Atlas and York or something like that. Or it could be Crocodile. Remember that? Gender switcheroo. Yoo-hoo. Let's just say it's Bonnie's mom. Keep it simple. Keep it easy. Maybe Luffy's mom, but I doubt that. I doubt that Guinea is Luffy's mom. There's a possibility that we don't focus on the actual God Valley fight between Rox and company, and we divert elsewhere and we follow Kuma's story. Let's say when him, Ivankov, and Dragon, they found the Revolutionary Army, or I think the Freedom Fighters, and then the Red later on. And then we have him be the king of the Sorbet Kingdom, stuff like that. You know, meeting Vegapunk, Bonnie's birth, stuff like that, yes. But this chapter was a fantastic chapter. I think it's better than last chapter. I'll keep it a stack. I think it's like a 9 guaranteed. Last chapter was like an 8.5. 9, I think this was a 9 flat, like outstanding. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the subject matter at hand. If you enjoy your boys' content, make sure to smash that like button. Of course, subscribe to the channel and click on that bell to join the notification squad. I'm gonna catch you cats on the flip side.
See you. Bye bye.